Well, welcome back to the show. Well, from big nights out with a drink in your hand to living it up on wild holidays. Those crazy moments are still very much alive on social media and they could be costing you work.
So, how can you clean up your post on, or your past on Facebook or Instagram with all of those posts and make sure potential employers see the very best version of you? Well, social researcher Claire Madden joins us now. Claire, good morning to you.
G'day, Claire.
Morning.
So what are we doing that is turning employers off?
Yeah, well, social media has created that blurring between the public and the private, the personal and the professional. And so people have far more access to our lives than ever before. And as an employee, you represent the organisation that you're working for. And so employers can get upset or concerned when we post content that's inappropriate or that just conflicts with their company values.
Yep.
What are the biggest turn-offs do you find for employers when they're looking through your social media posts?
Yeah, it is those ones that are perhaps offensive or maybe funny or appropriate just for your friends, but not really in that professional context.
It's a delicate balance too, because I guess, you know, with some people's social media, it almost adds to that company getting more notoriety in itself in some cases.
Yeah, in some
So
cases they're brand ambassadors.
Yeah.
And
so,
can
so
be used
you've got to
positively.
tread lightly with all that.
Yeah.
So I heard the other day that there was a number of people have deleted posts in the past, but there is a way of finding them always. Is that true?
Well, privacy settings are really helpful so that you can, you know, close it to just being the people that you want to see those sites. And deleting things is possible. On the activity log on Facebook, you can go on and see every activity you've been involved in, even those things you've commented on or liked, and delete all sorts of activities from that. So it might take a bit of time, but it should then delete your digital footprint.
All right, so what's your first tip for overhauling what's out there online?
It's a great question, and when we have a social media profile, we become a personal brand manager. So we are constantly creating our online identity, but we're not really thinking about our online history. And so we need to actually take a leaf out of the Gen Z who are famous for saying that when they're bored, they Google themselves. Well, that's what we need to do. We need to actually Google ourselves and see what comes up, both on the sites but also the images, and then delete what we're not happy with.
How many times Googling yourself a day is a problem?
What's appropriate and what's not? What about the problem, though, of other people posting images of you on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter? You don't have a lot of control over that.
Yeah, that's right. It
Good
is
point.
increasingly complex. However, with Facebook, you can set some approval settings and preferences so that you need to actually approve anything before it goes on your wall. And you can also go to someone who's tagged you and untag that post. So you do need to stay a bit active and a bit aware.
What about, you know, someone, for example, could take shots of you anywhere, and they post them and they don't tag you, but they've got those shots of you anywhere. Is it illegal for them to do that? Is there any way of, is there any recourse there for you to get them to take it down? Or is it just all public forum stuff?
It is quite complex. Of course, you can always ask someone to take it down, but the best thing is to make sure you're at least not tagged in it or named in it.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
You've mentioned privacy settings. Should we be more selective with our friends on social media, the people that we actually interrelate with?
Yeah, well, social networks have changed our whole idea of friendship, haven't they? So the passerbyers that we meet or the friends of friends that we add to our networks. And so suddenly we've got, you know, these big networks of people that we call our friends, but it's good to now and again, perhaps once a year, go and look at who you've accepted and see, are you happy with those people seeing all that you're posting online?
Did you say you're cutting Carl?
I said cull.
Oh, right.
Maybe they both come together.
Whatever, Sylvia.
Never.
Hey, thank you. That's really interesting stuff.
It is.
Worth
Very
worth
important.
thinking about.
Appreciate it.
Coming up, more details out of Bali.